Hello and welcome to Chapter 5, Part 5 and 6 all in one video. I'm Mr. Morgan, as you already know, and we're looking at other financial considerations, allowances and budgeting. It doesn't say budgeting on this slide, but moving on. Right, what are other forms of income outside of work? Basically for this part you need to read the book because it's got a whole heap of different allowances like carer's allowance, family tax benefit, and a whole heap of pensions, which all have their own specific information. So you need to read up on that. Basically, you can receive a range of benefits from the government which give you extra money to spend. Let's look at an example of the family tax benefit. Basically, this is what's in the book for family tax benefit. You've got your two tables and they basically tell you how to work out how much of a benefit you get. So if we look at an example on the next page, determine the annual tax benefit paid to a family with one child meeting the FTB requirements with a combined annual family income of $52,000. So if we scoot back to the previous slide, we're looking at families with one children meeting the criteria. So we're looking at this table. So looking at the question, our key information is that they meet the family tax benefit, they've got one child, and they meet the requirements with an income of $52,000. So I've brought up the section that we need to use from the table. Our income falls into the $48,000 to $63,000 money bracket. So we're looking at $5,100 less 20 cents for each dollar annual income exceeds $48,000. So basically what that means is we need to make up an equation. We're going to go 5,100 and we're going to take away 0.2, which is 20 cents, times by each dollar we've earned over the 48,000, which, here we go, here's my working out. So 5,100 take away $0.20 times our income, take away the 48,000. So we replace the income with 52,000. Plug all that into your calculator and you should get $4,300 dues, which is how much money that family would receive under this scheme. Right. And that's basically how you work out different things. It's also how you work out your own tax. You have to make sure you read what it says carefully to make your rule. I stuffed it up the first time I did it and I had a plus sign there and I was like, oh, that's a lot of money we're getting. So you have to make sure that you read it carefully when you're doing these questions. Okay, part 6 now. So we're looking at budgeting now. How can we best use our money we earn? Well, so budgeting is basically sorting out your money into what you're going to spend and what you're going to not spend and save. Budgeting is a key part of being an adult, let me tell you. Right, so starting off with, we're looking at income. So that's the money you earn or gain. So you can either get it from working or you can get it from your benefits, which we just did. So, and then we've got expenditure, which is your expenses, things that you spend money on. A fixed expenditure is things that you have to pay for, such as your bills, your rent, and probably food, because we all need all that stuff, and you can't live without paying for these things. Discretionary expenditure is stuff that you spend at your own discretion. Things you don't have to spend money on, so it's like going out with friends to the movies, or eating out, or just wasting money on stupid things. Right, now, to make this a bit more real for you, this is my weekly budget. So my wages, it's a rough estimate of each thing, so it's not overly accurate, but it's a brief insight into how budgets work. So my income, I only get wages and salary. I don't get any benefits because, I don't know, apparently I don't deserve them. Right, so my weekly income is roughly $1,200, and then my expenditure. This is where all the money disappears. I've got my bills, got my car, which is like fuel and whatnot, entertainment, so that's going out on weekends, and just general fun things like buying DVDs. got my mortgage repayments, insurance for the car and house, etc., food, sport and gym. And basically what I've done is I've added up the total. So my total income is $1,200 because I only get one lot of stuff. And then my expenditure adds up to $1,040, which, if I did it more accurately, it probably would be, my expenses would probably be a bit higher. But what are you going to do? So then, to work out your income minus expenditure, you're just going to take your income and take away what you spend. This is the important part, because if you are in the negatives, it means you are spending too much money and you will go broke and it won't be fun for you. So it's good to have a little money in extra for emergencies or saving up for that beautiful holiday that you want to go on. And that takes us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed chapter 5 brought to you by Mr. Morgan. I will see you again when I next do a video in a few chapters time. Stay classy.